Hello, today we will be presenting to you an SEO audit of your Gardenland website. My name is Olivia Brando.
I'm Imani Burton.
And I'm Pedro Gonzalez.
And another group member is Mallory McClellan, who could not make it today. So first will be an audience overview. The demographics of your users could be both men and women, but based off the imagery and the colors used throughout your website, it could be seen that you are targeting more towards women. Based off a lot of the pictures are including women gardening. It could be through the ages of 25 to 55, particularly Gen X and millennials, and targeted towards those with any education and income, basically any who are interested in gardening. As for the psychographics, Gardenland targets those who strive to have a natural and outdoor lifestyle, as well as the buying behavior of buying online, since Gardenland strictly is an online retail store. As for how your consumers will discover your website, there is the use of social media, which, as you know, you are already marketing through social media, particularly Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Google+, and Pinterest. Other ways that you can have your website discovered to your consumers is through blogs, whether you decide to create your own or link to blogs relating to gardening and planting, or basically just any type of presence on other websites, again, through linking to or having your link on these websites with similar content. And lastly, are through local events. Since Gardenland describes in their Our Story page where they come from, being a local small business, it would be smart to be in these local events, whether you're sponsoring them or just having your name out there so these local consumers will be aware of your new company. And lastly are where your targeted consumers will be located. As I said, Gardenland is rooted from Garden Galleries, which is a local Finger Lakes company found in New York. So a lot of your consumers can be found in this area, but not just to that area. Your products can be sold throughout all 50 states, so your consumers are not in just one location. You can target those in any location throughout the United States. And next is digging deeper into your keywords. So your current keywords are very long and descriptive, and this is good for those who are already avid gardeners and know their terms, but you should develop more general terms for those who are very new at gardening and want to start up that lifestyle. So basically you need to think about what your targeted consumers will be searching. Get in the mind of these customers and figure out what they're going to be searching instead of from someone who has worked in this department for many years. And there's a list and analysis of these potential keywords, and this can be found in the report. And next is a competitive analysis. So there were 5 keywords, potential keywords that you could use throughout this process, and this can be found in the report. So with this, those 5 keywords were searched to see what or who some of your top competitors would be. Most of these competitors are similar to Gardenland with what they sell and being local, smaller agriculture companies. So some ways that you can rank above these competitors is to have a variety of content on your website. Most of these websites had limited content, a lot just held imagery and text. So some ways that you can rank above these competitors is to have more of a variety, so videos, blogs, downloadable documents, and other aspects of content. And from the competitive analysis, I took the competitors that we found and then dug deeper and looked into the content that they have on their website. So again, a more detailed analysis is in the report. Mostly all the websites had evergreen and seasonal content, so the products that they sell and other information is on their website year-round, yet they also have seasonal content, say ongoing sales that they have during different times of the year. Most of the product pages, like yours, consist of images of the products as well as text to describe them. There is not much text on these websites. There's a lack of variety of content. As I recall, there's only one website that had a video, the rest mostly just had text and imagery. So again, another way to rank above them is to include a variety. And as for social media, all of these competitors had Facebook and Twitter, but it varied among the other types of social media. Not all had a Pinterest, a LinkedIn, Instagram, etc. And as for your website particularly, there are some content improvements you can make. So throughout this, there was an individual page analysis between 7 pages. The keywords, title and heading tags, descriptions, and the overall content of the pages were analyzed. So some general findings and recommendations from this process were that most pages did not include the keywords. This is very vital for getting the consumers to your website when they are searching. So whether to change your keywords or get your current keywords into your text and more throughout your website. There's also an inconsistency of your title tags, something minor but vital for consistency. Some of the title tags had Gardenland as 2 words. You want to make sure they are all as the 1 word. And as I had mentioned before, it's very vital to have a variety of content. As we mentioned in the report, maybe having instructional videos on how to take care of plants to help those who are new at it, having downloadable documents that they can print out for future reference, forums where they can ask their own questions, a blog that you create that they can reference anytime they need. And lastly are the H1 tags. As of now, your H1 tag is just an image that links to the homepage, but to help you in further SEO, it's vital to make this H1 tag actual text instead of an image. And next will be Imani going further into the content aspect.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Imani Burton, and I'll be discussing new content today. So in terms of content, Gardenland already has great content that's focused in a corporate manner, focused on sales and conversions through sales. It's very well designed, it's very well organized. However, in terms of other types of content, particularly videos and images, Gardenland can use a whole lot more of that. Gardenland is very text-based, particularly on the plant care and resources pages where new audience members, those who are less likely to have familiarity with gardening and the gardening processes, will go first. These pages are heavily concentrated with text. This is something of a turnoff to audience members who may have a lower reading capability or those who just don't have the time or inclination to read large amounts of text. So we suggest as analysts that images and video content be highly utilized within your website. We'd also like to suggest the use of meta tags. Meta tags are used by search engines to seek and organize web pages like yours. Currently, Gardenland doesn't use any meta tags, so we suggest the creation of and use of meta tags using keywords that are found throughout your web page and that describe your website and business. Particularly, these keywords would be ornamental flowers, plants, maybe even blueberries, as I noted before. Blueberries came up in the run of your web page as something that is highly popular, which goes to an additional recommendation. We also recommend that you create or suggest to audience members highly popular and recommended product choices. Your web page is highly based on conversions through sales. So audience members would love to know what are the more popular sales, what are the most popular and most sold items. This is more likely to encourage and plant the seed of sale into the mind of your audience member and to your potential customers. And your customers will be more likely to buy based off of recommendations and the thought that they're doing something popular and following the Joneses, as you will. We also suggest that you use unique content. Unique content is a big draw, particularly for those who are novices to gardening. Gardening is one of those esoteric knowledge hobbies that requires intrinsic knowledge of gardening. So we suggest that to expand your reach through your audience and your consumers, that you create quality, unique content in the form of a new gardener blog. This would cut down on your text This would cut down on your need for large blocks of information, and it would also create a new audience entry point for your consumers. Particularly in terms of internal links. So from a geeky SEO standpoint, internally your website is very well connected. However, with your new content being produced, particularly the blog, we would suggest that you link to your homepage and also to reorganize your links in your resources page. Your resources page has a lot of internal links that are old and that have less useful information than would your new content would provide. Your new content would essentially make your resources page unusable, and so we would also suggest from an internal link standpoint that you reorganize those links, placing higher priority, more popular resources at the top and lower priority at the bottom. For metadata, as mentioned before, we would suggest that you utilize meta tags because they are basically what search engines look for in terms of describing, categorizing, and ranking your web page. Thank you. This is the new content section. Now Pedro will discuss further.
Hello, my name is Pedro, and I'll be talking about resources. So, Gardenland's resources are pretty good, but they could be made better. Most of the images are like really nice, but like I said before, it could be improved. Especially like with the product images, they are like good, but they could be more eye-catching to the consumer. And it could be like it could be more eye-catching to a consumer, since Gardenland does like sell very visual products such as like flowers and trees, so very nice things to look at. So the images could be better for the consumer. Also, one recommendation that we have is to keep up with current web design trends. So for the example, at the landing page, there are a few very nice pictures of like a tree and what the products that they sell. Those images could fill up the entire screen and look very professional and more eye-catching, and it would attract a younger audience, since it's very important to keep up with web design trends. Also, creating videos and how-to, especially if they're trying to target a younger audience. Many of them don't even know like how to plan or keep a plan alive. So it's very important to have like how-to videos, like short little videos or tutorials to show how to keep your plan alive, and it just makes it much easier for the consumer to look at videos than to actually like read instructions, especially for millennials that don't like to read much. So having like videos, infographics, more images will all improve the quality of your website. So call to actions. What a call to action is basically like that button during like your products that say like buy now. They are good in Gardenland, but also they could be improved. So the button could actually be larger and more visual for the consumer. It's easier that way, so they could like see it better and stuff. But it could also be improved throughout. It could be improved more throughout the website and even outside the website. So, for example, a Gardenland could create like an email thread to all its customers, and they could like send out new products and have like Gardenland's new product range, or this new flower for Valentine's, and it could like have like a large box saying like buy now at Gardenland, and send them directly to send them directly to the website. As well as after like watching a video on how to plant roses, for example, it could have like a direct link to the roses and how you can plant them in your garden. Also, utilizing new technologies such as like Snapchat Story. Now Snapchat Stories allow you to create a short video or a picture. When you slide up, it directly sends them to a website, and that could be a garden. And so if you have a picture of roses in your garden, that could send them directly to the link to buy them. So that's another call to action. And
Good afternoon, my name is Imani Burton, and I will be discussing the technical aspects of your website in the place of Mallory McLean, who cannot be here today. So, in terms of an overall technical review, your website has very limited site errors, little to none, and none of those are major. However, there is an issue with your site speed. Using the SEO tool Screaming Frog, as evidenced by the picture here of a very distressed Kermit, using the Screaming Frog site, we determined that your website is much slower than it needs to be. It takes 3.15 seconds to load your desktop site, which is a little slow. It's even slower on the mobile site, which is extremely concerning. For mobile browsers and mobile website use is particularly popular among your target audience of adults between the ages of 25 to 55. So having a very fast mobile site is important because in that time, those precious seconds are crucial to maintaining your audience members, those who will get bored because the site just won't load. So one of the main goals of our optimization of your website is to increase its speed and its loading time. We would also discuss the errors found on the robots. Robots are what are used by search engines to assess the health of your website. Using robot TXT tools, we discovered that there weren't very many errors on your site, but there was one minor link error, so we would discuss fixing that so that it doesn't penalize you in your SERP, which is your search engine results page rank. So also discussing errors, there was one concerning 302 error and a 301 error. These errors are minor link errors. They basically indicate that the links on your page may not particularly be correct. So we would go through and meticulously review the links on your page. This concludes our technical review. Thank you very much for engaging with our product today. And if you have any other questions, please contact any one of us analysts. We'll be happy to help you.